Alright, here is a requested video of this teal Sharp twin energy 12 amp upright vacuum. The model of it, if we look in the back here, is EC-12TWT4, made in Malaysia. I've had this probably for almost 3 years, maybe more or maybe less. I think it was less than that. I got it from Facebook Marketplace for 50 bucks. I think it was originally priced at 60, but they priced it down because no one came by to get it. And I actually had my eye on this for quite some time, even waiting to see if the price would even go down, and to where next time if I were to be in the area to where I would make an exception to go pick it up, which sure enough I did. And this was the condition it was in when I found it. It actually had all the attachments that it came with, so upholstery brush, the wand, and crevice tool. Even the headlight works as well. The only issue though is that there's no belt. I could have sworn that the belt did work, but I guess it was so long to where I must have forgotten that it doesn't work at all. So, but nonetheless, this was requested to do, which I'm more than happy to video for this user. So anyways, I've actually wanted one of these for quite some time. So growing up, when I first saw the Sharp made vacuum cleaners, I wasn't that much of a fan until I later got to use my very first one. I can't remember what it was, but it was a black top of the line model, and I immediately fell in love with it. I slowly started becoming a fan of them, especially when I picked up my first Sharp and then later my second one as well. Especially when I found out that we actually used to own a Sharp before. I've never seen it, but from what I was told, we did. So up at our first cabin we used to own, for our very first vacuum we bought, it was a Sharp. From what I was told, it was green, and we actually did had a glimpse piece of a look at it in the VCR when it was given a tour of it all completely remodeled just shortly after we bought it. And I saw it, and it was either, from the looks of it, a big wheel, which I know they made a green twin energy version of that, or it must have been one of those twin energy models that was like, I don't know if I would say supercharged, but it was similar to a Eureka Victory where the handle was on one side and the hose being on the other. So maybe it had been one of those as well, but I don't know. Or maybe all this time it could have been one of these. But I'm pretty sure I'm wrong on that. It's kind of green, but not really. But nonetheless, this is definitely one of my personal favorites ever. And it's actually probably one of the Sharps that I would for certain buy over some of the other ones, because for the fact that it's not only one of their most cheaper models, but it's also one of the more basic versions as well, where it doesn't have the extra bells or whistles like the vac gauge or the variable speed control or dirt sensors. I like to keep it more simple. And yeah, so anyways, going back to the Sharp we had before. So what happened with that machine is that just shortly after we renovated the place, someone went to go use the vacuum one day, and the vacuum, I guess, was sparking, and then it blew up. We took it into my old local shop to have my buddy fix it, and according to him, from what I was told, there was no way it could have been fixed. It was beyond repairable, as it like completely melted on the inside. So we had the electrician buy us a new machine, and rather than getting another Sharp, which maybe we could have gotten another one, but I guess my folks pushed for a more top-of-the-line vacuum my buddy carried at the time. for a Panasonic, and that's how we got the MCV7387, because that one definitely had more features than what that Sharp could have offered, without a doubt, like the automatic cord rewinder, for example. So anyways, very glad that I picked one up. And I'm also still after some more Sharp models as well, like the black one I mentioned earlier about as well, and others, because nowadays I've definitely grown to become a fan of them. As a matter of fact, if I were shopping for a new bypass upright, and for whatever reason I was sticking with metal bypass uprights like these, but passed up on a Panasonic, or even a Panasonic made Kenmore, this would have been my runner-up, or any Sharp, I guess you can say, because I'm just much more conservative or frugal. Because as much as I like Recall or Simplicity, they are expensive, and these are way much cheaper. As a matter of fact, I remember just being, from looking at the newspapers, as just by so inexpensive that these machines are, and I would say criminally as well, because for what these were priced at, these are such incredible machines. They're built very well, like a Panasonic. They're pretty reliable, especially for the fact that this uses an Amatec motor. Cleans great, and they're definitely built to be serviced. Now, one of the reasons why this wouldn't be my first pick, it's not just because I just really like the way the Panasonics look and such, but the reason why they call it a twin energy is because these use a twin fan Amatec motor, which again, it's a reliable motor, but the problem is they have way less airflow. Plenty of suction, but not airflow enough to where I would be satisfied to where it can clean carpeting, because you really do need to have airflow before you can have suction if you want cleaner floors. So anyways, I was going to point out that see this cord here, I'm pretty sure Sharp buys this cord or leases in from a company that makes these, because my Kenmore Professional 12 that's made by Siebel actually uses the same cord and plug that Sharp gets their cords from. Or who knows, maybe all this time that Sharp was the manufacturer of the cords. So anyways, without further ado, we'll go ahead and run the machine. And as I said before, the belt is snapped, so you won't be able to hear the brush roll running when I hit the floor. So without further ado, let's go ahead and turn this on. Despite not having enough airflow, it may have finished cleaning the rug. Unlike the Panasonic, I just got done taping of the MC EG-583. But yeah, that's pretty impressive for these type of machines. I mean, it doesn't have the metal brush roll, but I actually do like the way that the brush roll is designed to where it appears to actually sweep up the dirt more than say like its counterparts or rivals of like a Panasonic or such like that. And I also do think it's unique that they only have one switch to take the bottom plate off. So anyways, I just thought I'd go ahead and show this upholstery tool does have dusting brush on it, and this is what the crevice tool looks like. One of my sharps actually has a metal wand, which is interesting, but I like it better when it's plastic. It's not only plastic's more durable when you like when it falls on you, but also it's lighter as well. So anyways, hope you've enjoyed this video, and thanks for watching.